Hello everyone, this is Sebastian Blanco. I'm here for Autoblog Green and Netscape.com. We're at the unveiling of the Tesla Roadster, which you can see right behind me. It is an all-electric vehicle, or all-electric motor-powered sport car.
I think global warming is a very serious issue, and it's something that we have to address, and the only way to address that is to come up with a car that doesn't add carbon emissions to the environment, and I think the way to do that is with electric vehicles.
We are back here backstage at the unveiling of the Tesla Roadster. I'm here with Martin Eberhard, and thank you very much for speaking with us today. I just had a few questions. We just saw the first demonstration in front of the video cameras of the Roadster. It's a very quick car, and yet it's also an electric vehicle. In your mind, which is more important?
It's both. It's absolutely both. I mean, you can have a car that's quick and you can have a car that's electric, but having one that's both is how you make electric cars popular.
Whoa. Do you think that either one of those aspects would be a higher selling point for people, or is it the fact that they're both together is really what's going to attract people?
That's right. That's exactly right. It's the idea that you don't have to compromise. You can have a car that is both a beautiful and desirable sports car and also the most efficient car on the road in the same package.
That is a car that can go 0 to 60 in 4-ish seconds.
Driving range of about 250 miles on the EPA highway driving cycle. Top speed of 135 miles an hour. Carbon fiber body, extruded aluminum chassis, full custom motor, custom battery pack, custom electronics, all the comfort and amenities you expect in a car, including airbags, air conditioning, satellite navigation system, satellite radio, heated seats, all the good stuff.
You hear how silent it is? There's no sound.
The opportunity is now, and the need is now, to have a car company of this nature. And you know, one thing I'd say to anyone who's considering buying this car is, you know, you're not just buying a sports car. You're actually helping pay for development of the mass market vehicles. The Tesla executives are not paid high salaries. We don't issue dividends. All money, all free cash flow goes completely into driving the technology to lower and lower costs and making it more and more available. And also, we're going to be working with solar panel companies to offer solar options along with the vehicle, so that if you buy the solar option and you buy the vehicle, you'll actually be energy positive. You'll generate more miles in electricity than you use in your daily commute. And so I think we should all aspire to be energy positive in that way.
The electric car has long been promised as a very attractive solution, but until now, the electric car wasn't very attractive. Doesn't look nice enough, doesn't go fast enough. Well, for one new model on the roads, that's no longer the case. My colleague Vicki Mabry reports.
It goes 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds.
We're going about 60 right now, and watch this. Whoa!
Top speed 130 miles an hour.
That's about 80. Woo! About 90.
And it doesn't use an ounce of gasoline.
Woo!
It's the Tesla Roadster, named after Nikola Tesla, the largely forgotten genius inventor of alternating current electricity. This little baby is the brainchild of Martin Eberhard, the very happy man behind the wheel.
How did we come to be riding in this particular car? What made you decide it was time for an electric car?
Well, I guess the real thing is I wanted one for myself. It's time for us to do something about our dependence on foreign oil. It's time for us to do something about global warming. But I wasn't ready to go drive around in some, goofy little car. So
A goofy little car.
You know what I mean? Think about how electric cars look like. All the ones you've ever thought of, you know?
There haven't been many. Early autos ran on electricity. So did General Motors' ill-fated and quickly abandoned EV1, which debuted in the 90s and died shortly thereafter. These souped-up golf carts are on the road now, but in very limited areas. So Martin Eberhard, who made his fortune with a couple of internet companies, set out to build the car he wanted to drive.
We need to get people to think of electric cars as being actually, hip and desirable and fun and, the right kind of image that we want to have. In the long run, I'd like to have a whole line of cars out, from very expensive fast sports cars to medium-sized, medium-priced cars to cars that everybody can afford. My goal is ultimately to get people to stop burning gasoline in their cars at all.
Eberhard teamed up with another internet millionaire, Elon Musk, the inventor of PayPal. Musk, who's 35, is busy now with another venture called SpaceX, which among other projects is contracted to design, build, and operate the replacement for NASA's space shuttle.
That capsule is our Dragon spacecraft, which is going to be used to supply the space station with cargo and later astronauts.
Musk met with Martin Eberhard and decided within 5 days to invest in his company. From what I've read, you put in about $27 million?
More than that, actually. 37 as of the,
37 as of this airing, huh?
As of last week, yeah.
Their marketing strategy is to start with a high-end car and work their way down.
I really think that the right entry point in the market is a sports car, because there are people who are willing to accept a high unit cost. And so you get that into the market, then you continue to innovate and optimize and go progressively higher volume and more affordable with each successive model.
In 4 weeks, they had orders for all of their signature cars. The first 100 sold to the likes of George Clooney, the founders of Google, and will.i.am of the Black Eyed Peas, fully loaded with a price tag of $100,000. After that, they plan to make 1,000 Roadsters a year. For $92,000, this is what you get. A 2,600-pound battery-powered ground rocket that runs on lithium-ion batteries like the ones in your computer. Exactly 6,831 of them. Where are the batteries?
So the batteries are this large box right here.
What would I have in a normal gasoline-powered car that I don't have to have here?
Well, you have all the belts and the hoses and the filters and the gaskets and the plugs and the exhaust components. None of that exists with this car. The entire driveline consists of 12 moving parts.
12, as opposed to how many in a gasoline
Probably
engine?
thousands. So this is the battery pack that we were looking at earlier.
There are drawbacks. The battery pack is warranted for 100,000 miles, but after that, replacement could be pricey, in the thousands of dollars. Tesla argues that with battery technology improving every year, the batteries will only get better. And unless you're getting your electricity from wind or solar, you're not completely off the grid when powering your car. Plus, you can only go 200 miles between charges.
So this is the charging station that comes with each car, but it's what allows you to get that quick charge of 3.5 hours charging time.
The Roadster is still in test mode. They're hoping to start actual production this fall. It's gone for its first round of safety tests, and according to the company, done extremely well. The chassis is made of bonded aluminum. The body is carbon fiber.
This is the exact same kind of chassis that would be used in something like a Formula One car or an Indy car. I mean, this is what allows those drivers to wreck at a couple hundred miles an hour and walk away.
So far, those who've put down deposits can't even test drive the Roadster. They can only be driven in it, like Bob Huntley and his wife Marilyn Miller, who flew up from Houston to see what they're buying.
I like fast, obviously, but more important to me is just that smile I'll have when I know I'm not putting $50 of gas in every time I want to go 200 miles.
While they work on making the Roadster street ready, the engineers at Tesla are pushing ahead with 2 more models. The designs are under wraps, but they envision a family-size sedan and a smaller mass-market electric car within the next 2 to 5 years. But the real money may come in selling their technology.
We're in negotiations with some fairly big car companies, and so we hope to really make a big difference in CO2 concentration in 3 ways. One is the cars that we make ourselves. 2 is us licensing electric drivetrains and accelerating the technology deployment in other car companies. And 3 is by serving as a good example to the rest of the auto industry and hoping that they follow our lead.
It feels like, and tell me if I'm wrong, it feels like the people who are in this are not in it for the money or the glory.
Well, there's a lot to be said for money and glory. I wouldn't say that those are unimportant. Yes, I think there's nothing wrong with wanting to make money or have a glorious outcome. Those are good things. For me personally, it's not the most important thing, but I still value those things. It's I wouldn't want to. I'm not Mother Teresa.
This is not the altruistic car company, huh?
There's an element of altruism. However, the best way to serve the ultimate goal of doing something about global warming is for us for Tesla to be a profitable company.
Who gets car number 1, you or Martin?
Well, I get car number 1. I guess there's some advantages to investing $37 million in the company.
Another advantage could be immortality. If Tesla works, it would be the first successful startup automaker in the United States in over 50 years. I'm Vicki Mabry for Nightline in San Carlos, California.
The Tesla